even though, we're big proponents here of maintaining your own motorcycle, saving that money. There are times where there's jobs that require some more technical expertise. Well, today we have got a special guest. We're going to talk about Honda's service departments.
Welcome to another episode of Garage Talk, the podcast for motorcycle enthusiasts with your host, Cruiseman. Today's episode is sponsored by Cruiseman's Garage Honda Goldwing Maintenance Videos, a collection of more than 80 videos that show you how to maintain your own Honda Goldwing. Today's episode starts now.
Welcome back to Garage Talk with Cruiseman. Today I've got a special guest, a local guest from DFW Honda, Jacob Peninger, who is the service manager. I want to make sure I got that right.
Oh, yeah.
So Jacob, welcome to the show. And today we're going to talk primarily about service. And you guys have a Honda dealership that I have now been to recently. Just a little brief history. I was unaware that DFW Honda had new ownership as of, I'm not sure, I'll let you tell the story. When did the owner that's there now, when did he take ownership? And tell a little bit of that background.
Yeah, so he's actually owned the dealership. He was part owner for 30 years this year. And he had a co-owner that he bought out in 2016. So he's just the sole owner now.
Just so everybody knows, DFW Honda is located in Grapevine, Texas.
Yes,
and
sir.
It is a powerhouse Honda dealer, which is, explain to us a little bit about Powerhouse. I know that they only sell Honda products, but tell us why people want to do business with a Powerhouse dealer.
Yeah, so they hold the Powerhouse dealers to a specific service standard that you get allocated certain units a little bit quicker than, like, say, a level 3 or a level 4 Honda dealership. So there is a little bit of perks that you get coming along with a Powerhouse dealer for sure.
Okay,
but,
so that applies to service just as much as sales too, right?
Oh yeah. They hold the service department accountable as well.
Okay, great. And tell us just a little bit of history on yourself. How did you get into motorcycles? At what age, and how did this happen?
Man, before I even learned how to ride a bicycle without training wheels, that's where it all started. PW50, got it in my blood then, and then I always liked to work on stuff. Whenever I was younger, I'd tear things apart in the garage and then never figure out how to put it back together. So just started there, and I raced motocross growing up. I didn't really play sports in high school or anything like that. Just rode motorcycles 2 or 3 times a week. And then I actually moved to Austin in 2009 and applied to be a service advisor down there, and then worked my way up to management and moved back to DFW here in 2014. So this is my 10th year here at DFW Honda.
Okay, great. Wow, 10 years. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And I was going to ask you how you ended up in the service end of the business, but you pretty much explained it. You just kind of like to tinker with stuff and tear it apart and put it back together. What makes the DFW Honda service department, I guess, unique, different? Tell me a little bit, especially from a Goldwing owner's perspective, because a lot of our audience own Honda Goldwings.
Sure. So our Goldwing technician, Mark McAllister, he's been with the company here for 20 plus years. He's on his 3rd Goldwing himself. He eats, sleeps, and breathes Goldwings. I mean, if there isn't a Goldwing on his lift, at least one a day, where something's wrong. He's an enthusiast. We're very customer oriented. We're high on our customer service. We strive on that. So I mean, a lot of that. We're all red level technicians.
What kind of is there specialized training for the Honda Goldwing from Honda? How does that work?
Yeah, so Honda puts on different classes throughout the year that you have to do a certain amount of online training and then a certain amount of classroom training. to get your red level certification.
So I think it's safe to say that there's a lot of Honda dealers out there, and maybe even Honda service techs that, especially a smaller dealership in a smaller town, say an outlying town, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, their techs may only work on 1 or 2 Goldwings a year. I mean, they just don't have the experience. And a lot of the younger guys, seems like they get into this to work on sport bikes or motocross bikes, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, whatever. And they perceive the Goldwing as an old man's bike or a car with 2 wheels.
Yeah, I mean, I was there back in 2009. I thought that the Goldwing, it was an old man motorcycle.
Yeah.
About 2-3 weeks into my career at the Honda dealership in Austin, I hopped on a Goldwing myself and went and rode it and said, man, I take back every negative thing I said about it, because it's got gobs of power. I mean, it handles phenomenal. It's a great machine.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a sport bike with saddlebags.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
Especially the new version.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about Honda's warranty, and how do you feel they support our owners as far as warranty claims? How much of that is up to a service manager or the dealer, and how much of it is up to Honda? I've always been a little confused about that.
Yeah, so Honda, they stand behind their product on any of their lines. Whether it, I've seen them cover things that I was like, there's no way they're going to cover this. And then they Goodwill it. Maybe they'll Goodwill just the parts, and then it's up to the dealer to Goodwill the labor, or split the labor with the customer. Just every scenario is different. There's always different things that come into play with it, but
right.
They do stand behind their product. It's fairly simple to even like submit a warranty claim, a recall, or anything like that. It's their system's down pretty good.
And do you do any work with third-party warranty companies?
Yes.
Okay.
We will we sell like McGraw, Rider's Advantage, Aegis warranties. We sell all of those in addition to Honda Extended Warranty.
Okay.
They're all fairly easy to deal with as well. And then even if it's a warranty that we don't sell, we're going to try and work with that warranty company to be able to perform the warranty work that's needed for the customer's bike, for sure.
Do any of those warranties cover the, especially after the Honda warranty runs out, do any of them cover things like the audio system, which is a pretty expensive?
There is a couple of companies that will extend the audio.
Okay.
Yep. I know Rider's Advantage and Aegis will. McGraw. Rider's Advantage and McGraw. Yeah.
Because I get a lot of people asking me that question. They're concerned they buy the Honda extended warranty, and then they're concerned that they're going to jumpstart their bike, or something's going to, because we put out a little thing recently about jump starting to always remove that fuse number 25, I think it is,
yep,
to help protect the audio system. I don't know if that guarantees anything. Are you aware of that, or is that something you recommend?
I've seen it happen in the past. Yeah.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
And there's also a lot of people talking recently about this bolt in the DCT. I guess it's in the DCT transmission. Maybe it's in any of them, but where it's something to do with the clutch, and it shears off. And there have been cases where it is damaged or pretty much. Have you had that happen at your dealership? Have you seen that?
I have. We've seen 2 of them since 2018.
Okay.
And both of them were on 2018 DCT models. Basically, is what happens. The crankshaft bolt shears off, and then it doesn't do catastrophic damage, but it does do some damage inside the clutch cover there.
Okay.
But I had a 2018. The last one we did, it was about a year and a half ago, and it was a 2018. It had 75,000 miles on it, and well out of warranty. Honda covered it.
Oh, they did. Good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know that they changed the part number for that particular bolt in
Mm-hmm.
2021, so I'm assuming they made some metallurgical changes or some kind of changes. I don't know if you guys got a service bulletin on that or not, but I have
Yeah,
talked to a couple of other dealers that said they've never had one come in with that.
yeah, they're like, even with a part number change doesn't necessarily mean that the bolt actually changed. It could have just been who they were getting it from.
Right.
It typically is what happens. Like if a part number supersedes, it's just a supplier of where they get it.
Right, exactly. Okay, well, that makes sense. And tell me a little bit about when people, if they want to schedule service, if they want to bring their Gold or any motorcycle. I know you work on other brands too, and
Yeah.
even though you only sell Honda at your place, is there any limitation to what brands of bikes you work on?
So we work on basically any metric motorcycle.
Okay,
As far as anywhere from tires, brakes, routine maintenance, any of the mileage interval maintenance, things of that nature. We'll do that, whether it be a Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, any of
okay,
those. But yeah, to schedule a service, you can go on our website and click on the service tab there and schedule a service online. It emails myself and my service advisor Tanner, or call up to the dealership 817-421-4663. Ask for the service department. You'll get myself or Tanner, and we can certainly put you on the schedule. And we strive to be a 24 to 48 hour turnaround time on service.
okay,
We want you to have your bike back just as bad as you want it back.
right. And what right now? What are the hourly rates for labor?
We charge $165 an hour.
Okay. Yeah, well, everything's going up. I know that.
Everything.
And I know you guys are real big. I saw Chad earlier before we started talking. I know you guys are really big on trikes. In fact, I did a video recently.
Yeah.
Came out to your place and reviewed one of your motor trikes. How is service on trikes different? I mean, is there any particular? Obviously, you don't have a Honda rear wheel or rear differential. You've got a whole different product line there.
Yeah. So as far as servicing them goes, I mean, there's not a whole lot more to it. I mean, you still have a differential, a final drive that, we check the fluid level, top it off, or replace it, just depending on the mileage. U-joints need to be greased, lubed up. We inspect the CV boots, all that good stuff. Where the wheel bearings, brake pads, same.
Does it modify or alter the oil change interval for the Goldwing, having a trike kit on the back?
No.
Okay. And I talked to Chad a little bit about the warranty issues. Pretty much Honda, anything in front of the trike kit, I think, is covered by Honda. And then I guess do you only sell motor trike? That's all I saw out there. Is that pretty much the brand?
New is going to be motor trike. If we take in a California sidecar on trade, then obviously we could sell that one pre-owned. But new, we only do with motor trike.
Okay, so you're pretty well versed, obviously, because you guys apparently sell a ton of trikes. I mean, I've never been to a dealer that has as many trikes as you guys have.
And so we even have an off-site storage.
Oh,
with
really?
more in them. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And tell me a little bit about the Goldwing fuel pump recall. How's that going? Is it about finished up now?
Oh, there's a ton of them out there to do, especially in the 18 and 19s. It's just a replacement on the fuel pumps. We did 3 of them this morning.
Okay.
We try and do at least one a day, depending on if people can bring them in that day and pick them up the same day. Some people, ask to wait on them, but
right.
We can accommodate either or. If you want to.
So you still have the kits in stock, the fuel pump.
Yeah. So in order to order them, it's ordered under a controlled part. So you have to have customer information, VIN number, things like that to get the pump here. So
Okay.
If you want to get it done and are not on our list, then chances are we don't have a pump for you. We could utilize one of those pumps, order you one in, and then get
So
it done that way.
if somebody got the recall notice, they need to bring their bike in, have it inspected by you guys before, and then is that correct? So that you can determine.
On the 18 and 19, there is no inspection. It's just you just replace it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yep. 20 through 24 is an inspection, and if it fails within that lot number, I think you put a video out on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
if it fails within that lot number, then you have to order one. I haven't had a 20 through 24 fail yet. I've done
That's good. Good to know.
hundreds of them.
I haven't actually heard of anybody that's had their fuel pump fail. I know that when I was out there, you had a big stack of rear wheels off of
Yep.
and I think you're trying to move them and get them out of there and get
We
rid of
are.
them.
If you have
So
a
if
two-wheel
anybody's
Goldwing,
looking for a rear wheel with a tire, brand new,
black or silver,
tell them a little bit about it.
Yeah, so so whenever we send these bikes off to get triked at Motor Trike, then we purchase the existing parts back from Motor Trike to pass on to our customers. Whether it be like a saddlebag lid, those things are expensive from Honda. You're talking $600-700 for a lid, but if we get them for next to nothing from Motor Trike, then we can pass that savings on to the customer along with the tires and the wheels, TPMS
Right.
sensor. I mean, you're talking a $300 tire, a $800 wheel, and a $250 sensor that you can pick up from us for $100.
Wow. So anybody out there that's listening, if you're in the DFW area, if you're looking for a brand new rear wheel with a brand new tire and a TPMS sensor installed, head over to DFW Honda and pick one up because they've got them stacked up and they need to get rid of them. Okay. So I think we've covered a lot. I think you talked to us about how to schedule service. And, I know a lot of people do their own maintenance, which, it's part of my business. I mean, I make videos on how people can maintain their bikes. But as I said in the opening, there are times where you can't do it yourself, or some people just don't want to work on their own bike. They want to take it in and have it done and dealt with. So it's good to know that we have somebody here locally in the DFW area, and I guess that would extend out maybe even southern Oklahoma or anywhere you're comfortable trailering your bike in if you needed service. Because I have had trouble in the local area up until now finding good service techs. Now that we've got you guys there, I feel much more comfortable, and I'm sure everybody else will too.
Sure.
So anyway, Jacob, I just want to thank you for taking time to give us some insight onto the service department there at DFW Honda.
Yeah,
Tell
absolutely.
everybody hi for me, and
I will. I'll let them know.
Thanks for joining us. And
thank you.
I do appreciate it, and I will see you soon.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Okay. Garage Talk is available on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox, and of course, YouTube. You can help support the podcast by making sure you've subscribed to my YouTube channel. Just click that little subscribe button down below. Don't forget to click the notification bell. And if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure you hit that like button and give it a thumbs up. That really does help the channel.